couple lifts in with this smaller stone. I always recommend starting with smaller stones if you can. Even warming up with bands and all that, just getting into the groove. So I did some stuff with this smaller one. Now I'm gonna try this bigger one I found back there. This stone right here, it's definitely in my, I think I'm strong enough for it, but when you're out here it can be a little intimidating to see just how big some of these rocks actually are. Like I said in my last stone lifting hike video, I like to have the heavier side facing forward. I feel like it just makes it a lot easier, especially if you're trying to shoulder it. I feel like it's easier because once you lift it, that heavier side's already higher up, so you don't have to work as hard to get the stone balanced on your shoulder. But I think it's the same for carries too, especially with something shaped like this, where it's kind of got a it's almost got that arrowhead teardrop shape. If you can get that heavy side up first, get your arms underneath it, it's going to be a lot easier to hold on to it for a lot longer. Often with these bigger stones, it's less about your strength and whether you're able to lift it, more about just getting clearance past your legs. And this thing's so bulky that I really gotta just kind of shimmy it around to get it actually on my lap. I think I'm gonna go for one more lift. You might have noticed on that last one, I was much quicker getting it to my lap. That's just how it goes with stones. Just give them a few tries and you'll learn how they work. This one I've noticed on this left side right here, it's got this little bit of an indent, which means if I'll tilt it up slightly before I tilt the right side up, I can get it up on my leg, which gives me leverage to almost twist it up onto my right. You might see it here. Well, I could sit here and lift this thing all day. It's it's a good stone, but I want to find more. It's part of the reason I came up here, is just to get my hands on at least a couple, so I'm gonna save some of my strength. I did some good work with this one, put it back where I found it, so I know where it'll be next time, and maybe on the way back I'll hit it again, we'll see. If I could give one piece of advice for someone who wants to get out here on the trail and lift some stones, it's that you need to make sure you have that core confidence, confidence in your brace. It can be kind of difficult when you're in an unknown environment. You don't necessarily have the perfect warm-up. The conditions aren't perfect. It can be difficult to feel as solid as you normally do. And the last trip I went on, I learned it pretty quick. I didn't spend enough time lifting those smaller stones. Today when I got here, I found that It was probably 150 pounds is all, maybe. It was pretty small. And I spent maybe 10 minutes with that thing, just picking it up, shouldering it, just getting confidence in my brace. Sometimes, you just got to spend some time to make that connection. But once you have it, it's pretty easy to hold on to. So I've been on this trail before. I forgot that a couple miles in, it connects to a very popular mountain biking trail. And the last thing I want is to be lifting a rock, go to rest, have it sitting in the middle of the trail, and have someone crash. So I'm gonna go left. We'll see if this connects back, maybe get off this bike trail. Here we go. So I found some pretty challenging stones to get to my chest, and I found some light stones to get to my shoulder. I think this is the first one that I might actually be able to shoulder. That's gonna give me a challenge. So I think I'm gonna have to work with it a bit. It does have some weird edges on it. All right, that was pretty close. Kind of psyched myself out there. I usually put my hood up before shouldering a new stone because it's a good way to tear up your ear. There we go. I think one of the most difficult things about lifting stones is trying to get it to the other side. I got it to the right side now, and part of it is its stones are shaped a certain way and they go to a certain side better than others, but I think the main thing is I already feel like I conquered it, and it felt good to throw it to the right side. I'm gonna have to struggle to get it to my left, and while it will be an accomplishment and I will feel good for having done it, the drive isn't there as much just because I've already done it on one side. So I've been trying to make myself lift to both sides as often as I can. Some stones just don't really allow it, but I think I can do this one. All right, I'm gonna give this one just one more go. There's just too many bikers out here. It's hard to put everything into it when you're kind of worried about, someone getting hurt. So I'm gonna do it one more time then. I think I'm gonna go back. I'm headed back now. I'm back at this this stone. I was shouldering it a little while ago. You can see it. I did more shoulders on my right side with that big stone, and I just want to even it out a little bit. So I'm gonna do a few on my left here, but after that, I'm gonna make my way back down the trail. I'm realizing that last spot might have been not the best idea. It was a lot more trafficked than I thought, and while a lot of the people were really cool about it, and they even seemed excited, there were a couple times when someone was flying down the trail, and if I had dropped a stone or not been paying attention, I could have hurt them. So maybe next time I'll try to avoid the bike trails, maybe do a bit more planning. But for now, most of this trail was no bikes, so it's been really good. I'm gonna try to shoulder this and then make my way down. I love a good challenge stone, but sometimes it's a lot of fun to just completely dominate a stone like this. I ended up lifting this way more times than I was going to. Just a lot of fun. As with most things, I think the internet kind of gave me the wrong idea on what the average person thinks about stone lifting. Online, a lot of what you hear is you're going to smash your foot, you're going to hurt your back. A lot of it's negative. People don't really get it. But if I realized one thing today, while there were a few of those bikers who were a bit mad, most people, even if they were a bit nervous, they still thought it was pretty cool. You know, it's not every day you're walking down a trail and you see someone pick up a rock and throw it on their shoulder. I think people enjoy a spectacle of any kind. I know I would think it's cool. Of course, I already do stone lifting, but anyone doing anything out of the ordinary, it's just interesting. So I think this is a nice spot. I think I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I've been having a lot of fun making these videos. I've got a few more trails I want to hit, so if there's anything you'd like to see or anything you want to hear me talk about more, let me know. But otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next one.